Hello everyone and welcome back to Oblivion. I just went and sold absolutely everything I had. Except for stuff that I couldn't sell. And stuff I didn't really want to sell. Like this stuff. And because of that we leveled up. But first things first.
It's wonderful. Good to see you again.
I want to buy a house in town.
I asked myself, do I like you enough to tell you about this?
I just got you the Draconian Madstone!
This better be good.
Why? Right.
No, you're pathetic. That's just talk.
Alright.
What? You're pathetic. Yeah, I get it. You're wasting your breath. Good. You're
right.
pathetic.
Well, this is
Not
nice.
bad, not bad at all. That's just talk. Not bad. No, you're pathetic. I've been looking for just the right owner for a special home I have. It's a quaint little house conveniently located just off the main gate.
I'll gladly pay 10,000 gold for it.
Wonderful. I'll have the deed transferred to you. Here is your key to the door. As I said, it's located right by the main gate. I've had a look at the place myself, and it could use some furnishings inside. Quite barren in there, I'm afraid. I'm fairly certain that Suratan at Nova Roma here in Bruma can acquire the things you'll need to make it look like home.
Thank you.
May luck be always on your side.
Alright, let's go to 10,000 gold. Oh my goodness, whatever will I do? Let's go see Suratan. This is the shopping level actually, isn't it? It's the Gerald view. Oh, you know what? It might be up there, actually. Gem of the North. Maybe? Seth. North winds. Ha. Nova Roma.
Hi there.
Hi.
Hail, savior of Bruma.
Hail, I want to buy shit.
Have a look at my wares. I can't do that.
It's fine.
You need to make a better...
I don't know why I'm,
You don't expect me to...
I don't know why I'm haggling so much.
I can't make that deal. No deal.
Alright. There we go, found it. We have so much
I wouldn't...
fucking money.
Pleasure to... You drop...
We have more money than we have cents.
Thank you.
Yep, bye. I've now bought everything Suratan has for my house in Bruma. So let's go break in the house in Bruma. Unlock the door with my Bruma house key. Can I click on OK? Lovely. Lovely. Can't light a fire though. And of course most of the house is underground because, you know, shit's cold. Man, I can't put any of this shit away. Okay. Aha, my bed. Rest for 1 hour. We've ascended to level 27, so we're definitely going to get that because that's +3, and we'll get more personality and endurance. God, my agility and my speed are stupid. Alright, so now I believe that there's just really 2 other quests in Bruma. Everything's loading so much better now that I got rid of all that shit. Alright, Order of the Virtuous Blood is in Bruma. And 2 Sides of the Coin. I love 2 Sides of the Coin. 2 Sides of the Coin is an awesome quest, if we're not as late in the game as we are. And I'll tell you why, because if you do it properly, you can attract both the Thieves Guild and the Dark Brotherhood within this quest. So if you haven't joined either faction, then it's a great way to get in both.
Can't you see that I'm upset?
Jurinder?
I suppose I can trust you with this information. After all, if you can help me recover my stolen gold, you may find yourself earning some of it.
It's a gaudy necklace. Stolen gold.
I know what you've heard, all about Jurinder and his run-in with the town guard. Well, let's just say it isn't exactly all true. I may have let a detail or 2 leak out to entice someone such as you to assist me. Until you agree to my scheme, I don't want to say more. All I can promise is that you'll be making a lot of money. Are you in, or are you out?
I already have a lot of money. Alright, keep talking.
Smart answer. Here's the deal. Jurinder and I have had a rocky relationship at best. Against my will, I've been dragged all over Cyrodiil helping him commit petty crimes. I wouldn't say we're thieves. I mean, we've stolen things, sure. But we've never stolen that much at one time. Just enough to keep us going. That is until last year. Jurinder started to take risks and began robbing more dangerous targets. Not just lone merchants, mind you. I'm talking about the bigger scores, like estates and tax shipments. I begged him to stop, as I knew that his capers would one day lead to violence. He just threatened to hurt me if I got in his way. I think the gold changed him, I really do. He wasn't the man I met 7 years ago. The few times I tried to say something, he'd strike me or push me away. I began to become frightened of him.
What does this have to do with me?
Our last score was a tax shipment being delivered to the Imperial City. We robbed it, and in the midst of the chaos, Jurinder killed a guard. I was mortified. We snatched up the gold and holed up in the mountains. He said if I breathed a word of the murder to anyone, he'd kill me. I was terrified of him at this point. 2 days later, the Bruma City Guard traced us to our makeshift campsite. I was off gathering food, but Jurinder was captured. Served him right. When I went back to the site later, the gold was gone. He'd moved it. What I need you to do is go to the Bruma Castle dungeons and speak to him for me. Convince him to tell you where the gold is, and then we split it. He's not likely to just come out and tell you, so get creative.
Alrighty. Okay, so off.
You look like a shrewd businessman.
Thank you. Can't tell if that's a statue of me or not.
Afternoon.
I know a statue of you does show up after the battle for Bruma, but I cannot tell. Did I just run by it? Yes, I did. The purple one always gets me.
Stop! You violated the law. Pay the court a fine or
That works out. Go to jail.
hope you rot, criminal scum.
So, Gerunder actually won't talk to you unless you get thrown in jail. So, which is how you attract the Thieves Guild. I've committed a crime and been sent to jail. This may be the perfect opportunity to speak to Gerunder about the stolen gold.
By the way the guards tossed you in here, I can see you're no friend of theirs.
Stolen gold?
I suppose I can trust you. In fact, maybe you can help me with a bit of a problem, and make some money for yourself in the process. I'm in here for the long haul. They got me for murder, even though I didn't do it. Once the Count makes a ruling, there's no way it's changing. I owe all of this to that heartless, treacherous witch, Arnora.
What did Arnora do to you?
You want to know what happened? I'll tell you. I was betrayed, stabbed in the back. I'm in here and Arnora's out there, living in my house. We were doing petty crimes all over Cyrodiil. Small scores, 10 gold here, 25 there. Nothing big enough to have them investigate you. Then along comes Arnora with a plan to waylay a tax shipment headed for the Imperial City. We're talking serious gold, complete with armed escorts. I told her she was crazy, but she insisted. Women have a way of getting men to do what they want. So we did it. We ambushed the shipment. In the process, Arnora killed a guard. I told her to be careful and just knock them out, but she didn't listen. We then buried the gold in the woods. Then she disappears to get supplies. Suddenly, the campsite gets raided by the Bruma City Guard. There's no way they could have found us. Oh, there's no doubt she tipped them off. But I was one step ahead. I had moved the loot while she was away. My final revenge. Or was it?
What are you getting at?
I'll tell you. I want Arnora dead. That's right, I said dead. She took my life away, and now I want hers taken as well. You do this for me, and you get the gold. All of it. All I need is proof is that damn amulet she always wears. Show that to me, and the money's yours.
Stolen gold?
You want the gold? You bring me Arnora's amulet after she's dead.
Cool.
Finally, a chance for...
I'll serve my time. My heavy armor skill is decreased by 1. Oh no, what am I to do? Oh, damn it. That's not what I want. Don't want any of that, but I will wield my Daedric bow and my glass arrows again.
You've got some nimble fingers.
I've been getting into a lot of things, actually. And that's how the Dark Brotherhood finds you. I've slain Arnora. I should take the amulet off her body and bring it to Durinder. I want the amulet. I don't really care about the short sword. And the chest key, and I'll take the gold as well. Arnora's true amulet. Yay! And nobody knows a thing. It's convenient that I already had a bounty, but if I hadn't had a bounty, I would have just walked right into the guard barracks and picked up a plate. They don't fuck around with plate thieves. Hello.
Bother me again and you might live to regret it.
Well, fuck you. You think I won't fuck your day up? I will. I just killed a woman. I remembered this time. Oh. The guard is not here? Oh. The guard is here.
Say it. Show me the proof.
Stone gold?
2 amulets? One of them must be a fake. Clever girl. Taught her everything I know. Good thing you saw through her ruse. So she's dead, eh? Ha ha! Finally someone has wiped that stupid smug grin off her face. Good. Well, you did your part of the bargain, now I'll do mine. The gold is buried outside the walls of Bruma, near the north gate. Goodbye. I don't expect to be seeing you anytime soon. If I were you, I'd get out of Bruma fast before the guards catch on that she's dead.
Sure. You left the door open for me. Thank you. Thank you, sir. Right, by the north gate. Oh no, that's the statue of me. Right? Looks like it. There's no way they could have found our campsite, says Jorundr. It's right fucking here. I found the treasure that Jorundr concealed outside the walls of Bruma. That's not... Only 40 gold? Are you fucking kidding me? That's it? Arnora had more gold on her. Alright. Well, we have... Order of the Virtuous Blood. No, it's not that. It's not Order of the Virtuous Blood. It's a Brotherhood Betrayed, I think it's called. In the Imperial City. Yes, okay.
There's no problem. Did you hear about Braden Lyrian? A vampire hunter named Raynal Draelis made his way into town, snuck into his house, and killed him.
Raynal Draelis.
Yes, the vampire hunter. As far as I know, he just showed up recently here in Bruma. Not only that, but he already found a vampire among us. Apparently, Braden Lyrian was one of those vile creatures,
That's
and
racist.
Raynal slew him. Kind of strange, though. I never figured Braden to be a vampire. He seemed to be such a likable fellow.
I too am a vampire.
Enough.
Alright, great. Is he in here? Alright, so he's supposed to be right here. I I think this mod is broken.
You're a sneaky-looking sort.
Thank you. I can't figure out how to get in here. Alright, I think I need to cut this mod. Wow, Bruma looks way more barren. But that's okay, because this is the house I need. No wonder I couldn't fucking find it.
You're going to have to leave. This is a crime scene, and no one other than ourselves, our Raynal Draelis, will be allowed access.
Raynal Draelis?
The culprit in this crime has already been dealt with. It's just a matter of wrapping up the details. I'd tell you more, but frankly, I don't know who you are, so I'm not sure that I can trust you with that sort of information. Make it quick.
Well, let's start. Hates boasting. Really likes jokes, though.
It's good of you to... Oh, that... Don't... That's just talk. You can't scare me. It's good of you to say... You're full of it. You... That's great! Now, that's just talk. You're wasting your... blah... How nice.
Awesome.
That's just talk. It's good of you to say... Blah, blah, blah. Oh, I like that. A lot. It's good of you to... Oh, please. You're full of it.
That should be enough. Raynal Draelis.
I suppose there's no harm in telling you what happened. Word is bound to get around Bruma anyway. Turns out that Braden Lyrian is a vampire. Or was. If it wasn't for Raynal Draelis, we may never have uncovered the truth. Let me explain. In the last week or so, we've found 2 bodies stashed in shallow graves outside the city walls. The bodies had puncture wounds on their necks. The bodies were those of some beggars
That
who
might
used
have
to
been
wander
me,
the streets
sorry.
looking for handouts. Vampire probably thought no one would miss them. Luckily for us, Raynal arrived in town. He said
Raynal's
he was
probably
a
the
hunter,
vampire.
so we asked for his help. He tracked the vampire to this house. When he entered the place around noon, Braden was sleeping. He was able to slay him at that point. Luckily, Braden's wife wasn't home. Poor thing. She didn't even know her husband was infected. We did a follow-up investigation, and it's true that no one recollects seeing Braden out in the daylight. He's only been spotted at night. I'm afraid there's not much more to tell you. So, you
Well,
can
I too am
see
a
we really
vampire,
don't
and yet
need
here
the
I
help,
am,
but
speaking to you
thanks
in the
for
middle of the
offer.
day.
I'm impressed. It only took him a day to...
Sure.
What do you...
No, shit. Braden.
As far as I know, he was a good man. I never saw this coming. But vampires are masters of deception, so I guess it makes sense.
Sure. I sure am.
Please
Feel free
leave me
to
be.
question anyone in town. They shouldn't give you too much trouble.
Perhaps. I can't believe this is happening. Please, please, I need your help. My husband was no vampire. It's ridiculous. No one will listen to me.
Please calm down. I want to help.
Forgive me. I loved my husband dearly, and to lose him this way makes no sense. Anything you can do to help would be wonderful. This is all happening so fast.
Tell me what happened.
I came home only just a few hours ago. I found the door open, and my Braden dead. Standing over him was a Dunmer. I screamed and ran out into the street. Some city watch were nearby and heard me, I suppose, as they arrived quickly. I heard the Dunmer identify himself as Raynal Draelis. He said he was a vampire hunter, and that Braden was his mark. The guards seemed to know about Raynal, and after a search of the house, the body of some beggar was found stashed in our basement. The guard sent for Carius, who is an investigator for crimes here in Bruma. In minutes, Raynil convinced Carius that Braden was a vampire.
The evidence looks bad for Braden.
Well, of course it does. It was obviously planted here. Why would he stash a body in his own house? That's ridiculous.
Fair.
And another thing. The guards are making a big deal out of no one seeing Braden out in the daylight. Well, of course that's the case. He works at night and has to sleep during the day. Why does that make him a vampire? It's all that Raynil character. I don't trust him. The thing that bothers me the most is that I swear I've seen him before. Of course, he says he's never been here. Look, there isn't much more to say. Please, help me clear my husband's name.
Raynil?
I have no idea where he'd be. Just find him and make him tell you the truth. I swear he's a liar. I know I sound desperate, but I know I'm right.
I should start with some of the merchants and innkeepers. Well, let's go to our boy Olav. Oof, I just cracked my head open on that sign.
What can I do?
Raynil.
I usually don't give out that...
Olav, buddy.
All right.
Like,
No, you do me too much honor.
ugh, he hates jokes.
You've got a point. You're revolt. I doubt it. I doubt it. You should... Good. You've got a point. Ugh, that's foul. Really now, you're such a... You've got a point.
Raynil.
Raynil is staying in the last room down the hall upstairs. Here's the key.
Oh, I even got the key from you.
I always liked Braden and Arlene. They were a nice couple. I hope you get to the bottom of this, because I don't believe he was a vampire either.
Sweet.
You've got some nimble fingers. What have you been getting?
I've entered Raynil's room. I should carefully search the place for anything suspicious. There is nothing fucking in here, except for this book. I've discovered a small journal in Raynil's room at the inn. It seems he was a part of a group of adventurers who uncovered an artifact of some sort from some Iliad ruins. They all agreed to stash the artifact in a cave until more research could be done with it. Each of them took a key to the chest it was secured in. Two of the other members of the group were Braden and someone named Gelliborn. I need to find out more about Gelliborn to confirm my suspicions about Raynil. Olav may be able to help. How long is this? Oh my god, it's long! Cool. Alright. The 8th day has passed, and still no sign of the artifact. We've covered most of the remainder of the outer guard tower and scoured the crumbled gatehouse ruins, but not one clue has arisen as to where it may have been buried. It's quiet out here, as if the ruins were paying respects to the Iliad inhabitants that disappeared here long ago. We haven't encountered anything hostile, but if we do, I think we're ready. The Brotherhood's been in worse scrapes before. Braden paid good money for the information as to our treasure's whereabouts, and I hope it doesn't turn out to be yet another fiasco. This morning our camp was set upon by some bandits who were protecting what they claimed was their territory. Considering that we were outnumbered 3-1, we did very well. Only Reynolds suffered a small wound, but that was easily healed by a potion that Braden had thoughtfully brought with him on our expedition. After getting rid of the bandits' corpses, we set out to tackle the largest part of the ruin, the remains of a great keep. Two of the walls of the once mighty structure were collapsed, scattering the telltale whitish rock so typical of the Iliad architecture from this part of Tamriel. This made our assault on the ruin difficult, as many of the larger chunks of wall were far too heavy for us to move. Braden suggested we search the center of the building's foundation for any underground entrances, which was typical for this type of keep. His guess paid off, and after several hours of back-breaking work, we managed to clear an opening just large enough for us to squeeze through and enter an ancient stairwell leading down into the ground. We decided to wait until morning's light to begin our descent into the depths of the ruin. After a restless sleep, all of us were quite excited at the prospect of what might lie ahead. Eagerly, we dipped our torches in a fresh container of pitch, lit them, and entered the inky blackness of the stairwell. The stale air was choked with dust and fine grit, a sign that no one had entered this portion of the ruins in a very long time. We became excited, as that meant no other tomb robbers had gotten there before us. The stairwell eventually leveled out into a corridor of sorts that snaked its way north. As we carefully walked along, I scanned the floor and the walls very carefully for any type of triggers, tripwires, or pressure plates. Such was my specialty. The Iliad were all known for their cunning traps protecting their tombs, and I wasn't taking any chances. Braden, the scholar of the Brotherhood, was getting more and more excited as we traversed the passage. He was translating the wall carvings and becoming certain that we had finally found the true location of our prize. After walking for several more minutes, we were overjoyed to see what we were hoping to see. The hallway ended at a metal door with a carving of a spider upon it. Now came the test of Braden's information. The door was supposedly a puzzle lock. By pulling the spider legs in a certain combination, it would unlatch. The wrong combination would spell our deaths, perhaps triggering a collapse of the hallway or some other equally deadly trap. With a shaky hand, I pulled the legs one by one in the order I'd memorized. The sixth one, then the first one, the second one, the eighth one, and finally the first one again. I closed my eyes as there were a few loud clicks and the door popped open. We all breathed a sigh of relief. Pushing the door open, I looked in at a huge room with a pedestal in the center. Sitting on the pedestal, illuminated by a shaft of sunlight from the tiny hole in the ceiling, was our prize. The floor was covered in a huge mosaic of a stylized spider, all 8 of its legs coming to a point and ending up at the door entrance. This was the last of the traps the Iliad left behind to protect the treasure. Again, if it hadn't been for Braden's skill acquiring information, we may never have known how to solve this last line of defense. I instructed Braden and Raynal to remain at the entrance and to tie a rope around my waist in case of a sudden pitfall. Carefully, I began to walk on the darkened tiles that formed the third leg of the spider. Sweat beaded my forehead, as the pathway made by tiny pieces of ceramic was very narrow at the start. One slip could again mean instant death. But death never arrived. The information had been correct, and I was able to make it to the pedestal and secure the artifact. Quickly as possible, we made our way back and out into the daylight. Once again, the Brotherhood was triumphant, and it was time to return home. At the tavern that night, we decided to make a pact. We would stash the artifact in a cave not far from Bruma until we researched it further. An item of its magnitude could be very dangerous if mishandled, and we certainly didn't want to sell it without understanding its true value. Braden agreed to contract a local cooper to construct a chest with 3 locks. Each of us would hold a key to the one of the locks, so none of them would have access to the artifact without the others being present. For the rest of the evening, we drank merrily and sang a song of adventures past and adventures to come.
What can I do for you?
Geliborn?
Geliborn? That's odd that you should mention that name. Raynal told me that he was the last vampire he hunted. Yeah, that's right. Somewhere in Skingrad, I believe. He said he tracked Gelborn down and killed him. That's apparently why the guards trust him so readily. They had gotten word from Skingrad's City Watch about Raynal and his so-called accomplishment. Just look for me if you need any...
Cool. We gotta get back to the wife. Tell him that Raynal and Braden are besties.
Do you have any more?
Geliborn.
Yes, I remember Braden mentioning that name once. He was part of the Brotherhood he had created with Raynal.
Cool.
I know I sound desperate, but I know.
So, any new revelations in your... investigation?
Geliborn.
How do you know about that? Oh, too many people don't know how to keep quiet about official matters. Very well. The Skingrad City Watch informed us that Geliborn was killed by Raynal not too long ago. Geliborn was a vampire as well, obviously.
I don't think so. As a I disagree.
What do you mean you disagree? That's a bold statement. What proof do you have that Geliborn was not a vampire?
I have no proof with me.
Then don't go around flinging accusation and hearsay. If you dare accuse someone of a crime, you must have the proof to back it up. Now, if you believe what you're saying is true, go get me the proof.
Fine.
Keep up the...
Fine. Fine. Got to take this stupid book.
Well met.
Greetings! Arnora was killed. Such a shame. I wonder if
Oh shit, they
Jorundr had something
They
to
found
do
out that
with it.
Arnora's dead. Whoops. Whoops. Well, Surrender did have something to do with it a little bit.
So,
Gelborn. I have Gelborn's journal.
I don't know what to say. It all makes perfect sense now. Why else would Raynal have removed this journal from the crime scene in Skingrad? I heard no mention of a key either. It must have been removed by Raynal from Braden's body before we arrived. To think that 2 innocent men were killed, and that I'm responsible for one of their deaths, I'm speechless.
I don't think you're really
I
responsible,
will rouse
dude.
the guard and begin a search for him in the city. Meet me at Olev's Tap and Tack in 1 hour.
Sure.
I must go.
I was actually trying to go through the door, but you got in my way. So don't act like I want to talk to you.
Oh.
Good.
1 hour.
Just before I arrived here, I received a report from one of our scouts watching the roads. Raynal was spotted heading west out of Bruma. The scout tried to follow, but lost him in the mountains. The only cave to the west that comes close to the one described in Gelborn's journal is Boreal Stone Cave. That must be where he's headed.
Sure.
You must get there before he acquires whatever artifact is being kept there and makes his escape. I'm keeping the city guard in Bruma, as Raynal doesn't know we're after him. If he sees a guard, he may panic and run. You're my only hope at the moment. Please, you have my authorization to do everything you can to bring him to justice.
I'm gonna fucking kill him.
If he won't surrender, I think you know what to do. Hurry. I fear you have a day at the most to stop him.
I kind of feel like if I just went and
Please
fucked
help.
off and did like a whole quest line and then came back, he'd still be here.
I'm your relief.
I mean, like, just saying.
Hello.
Hello. The fuck? I don't know why I'm going through Joral's basement. Is this really the closest way? I mean, I guess. If you insist. Have I found Boreal Stone Cave? No, I have not, but Apple Watch is pretty close. Taproot's kind of a flower. Rest in peace. I'm keeping Shadowmere safe for you. Dear, chill. I don't know how to get into Boreal Stone Cave, so... Ah, like this. Arrived at Boreal Stone Cave.
Congratulations. I had a feeling you would catch on sooner or later. Leaving that journal behind was a stupid mistake on my part.
We certainly look the part
I
of
saw you
vampire
enter
hunter.
Olav's tap and tack before I could get there, and I knew that I had to sneak out of Bruma somehow. It was only a matter of time before you or Carius figured it out. No matter. After I've killed you, I won't need my vampire hunter ruse any longer.
Because you'll be a real vampire hunter, because I'm a vampire. You'll not surrender
Certainly
then?
not. I'm surprised Carius didn't send the entire city watch up here. But then I would have seen that coming, I suppose. I expected to lay low for a while and then be on my way. So again, I underestimated you. This leaves me with little choice. Either I fight you now and have a chance at freedom, or I surrender and rot in a city dungeon. I prefer the chance for freedom.
This is your last chance.
Yes, I suppose it is. Well then, we've talked enough. Only one of us will walk out of here alive this day. Good luck.
Well, that was anticlimactic. I've located Raynal in Boreal Stone Cave. He refused to surrender, choosing instead to attack me. I was forced to kill him to defend myself. I can now recover the artifact mentioned in Galaborn's journal. Opening the waterlogged chest with all 3 keys, I discovered the artifact to be an amulet. Fairly unremarkable, but I'm sure of its function. And I'm unsure of its function. I should bring it back to Arlene Lyrian and see what she wants me to do with it. I will just leave Brayden to rot. Not Brayden, Raynal.
What news do you bring?
Mundane amulet.
Long ago, I made a promise to Brayden. I promised to never reveal to anyone what I'm about to reveal to you now. However, because you've avenged his unjust death, I feel that Brayden would understand why I'm breaking that pact. Brayden told me about this amulet when they first brought it home from whatever distant land it came from. He never really trusted anyone else in the group, and before he secured the treasure in that cave, he had a special enchantment placed upon it. The magic masks the true identity of the item. All it takes is a simple command word, and the amulet would be restored to its true state.
Did the word die with Brayden?
No. He always feared this day would come. He left me knowledge of that word in the event that he died, and I came into possession of the keys. If the other members of Brayden's group were still alive, and I on my deathbed, only then would I pass the knowledge on to them. If you'd give me that amulet, I would like to show you what you've recovered.
Certainly.
Thank you. I will now speak the word. Brother.
That's
Here is the
obvious.
amulet back. It's as beautiful as it was the day I remember seeing it long ago. I want you to keep it, as I have no use for this anymore. I'm certain that's what I want, and I'm certain that's what Brayden would want. I thank you from the bottom of my heart. I hope that the amulet helps keep you safe on whatever roads you may travel.
Raynal Dreas is dead.
I'm glad he's dead. I know that's a horrible thing to say, but I think you understand. Justice has been done.
Right, so what did we get? Phylactery of Litheness. Oh, I don't need more speed. I really don't. Alright, well, I think that's all the time I have for today. We finished Bruma. So thank you everybody so much for watching. I've been Rael, and I'll see you next time. Bye!